dope moment on the campaign trail for one voter who got a big hug from Trump at an Atlanta Chick-fil-A while he met with supporters. Watch.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here,
for a
let
while.
me give you a hug.
Please do.
Look at the joy. Here to tell us about it is that young woman herself, Michaela Montgomery. She's also the founder of a grassroots political group to conserve the culture. Michaela, I've been waiting for this interview all morning.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
So thanks so much for joining us. So you told the president when you were hugging him, I don't care what the media says, we support you. Tell me what you meant by that.
I am so glad that is the first question you asked me. Mm-hmm. So, of course, in the excitement of everything, I wasn't able to really relay my message, but the general consensus or social media would have you thinking that if President Trump were to show up to the HBCU campuses or walk around the AUC community, that like some angry mob would form or a riot would ensue and that he would not be welcomed. And clearly the sentiment in that room the other day was the complete opposite. He was very welcome. People were excited to see him. People showed up in support of him, and people, of course, were from all four institutions within the AUC, the local HBCU community in Atlanta, and they all showed up in support of him. So it's actually kind of crazy to see people in an uproar when all four institutions were legitimately represented, and all four institutions were represented by said students who wanted to support President Trump.
You know, Michaela,
and I appreciate that we were able to not only let him know that regardless of what social media says, you know, I know they're trying to make us think we're supposed to hate you, but we don't. And additionally, it was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience firsthand how the media can warp the perception of an opinion or a person. Because, like I said, to think that these students who attend these illustrious institutions aren't smart enough to make their own decisions, so much so that they would only show support for Trump because he bought chicken sandwiches and milkshakes.
It's offensive.
That in itself is the most disturbing part of it all, especially when you think about the fact that it was mainly urban media outlets that were doing everything in their power to turn other black people against these young black kids who simply were not shy to explore other options.
It was basically the black media. Black media did not like the reception that Donald Trump got from black people, especially minority people. That is not good. That is not good for Joe Biden, and that is not good for black media, because if black people start supporting Donald Trump, that shows doom and gloom for the Democratic Party. It shows that the Democratic Party, it's over. It's over. Let's continue.
It's so incredible, and I think you hit it on the head. By the way, the former president, gave a lot of funding to HBCUs. One of the highlights of my childhood was my HBCU tour to figure out what college I wanted to go to. But tell me about the former president and his policies. What is it about him that is gravitating these young people toward the president? And a lot of people, traditionally, Republicans don't do well in black America. But a lot of young black Americans like the former president. What is it about him?
I think, and this is a sentiment I get a lot coming from the young people themselves, is that they feel like he's honest. They feel like this is somebody who, while we might not agree with how he says things, how he goes about things, at least he's telling us what it is. We don't feel like this is a snake in the grass waiting for his chance to bite us. This is somebody who's telling us, this is what my plan is. Here's how I plan to execute it. Here's the people involved. And here's how you can get involved.
It's basically what every other Trump supporter says, right? He's an honest person. He tells you what he is and shows you how he is, and actually tweets how he is. So it's an honest person. It's an honest person. That's what he is, Donald Trump. That's why they like him. That's why people like him. He is a actual person who relates to people. And people like to be honest. They don't like to be lied to. when a politician lies to them, people are not gonna like that. They're gonna gravitate to people that actually tell them what they like, and not like what they like to hear, but what their honest opinion is, and that's a good thing.
So they just feel like he's more relatable. And I don't say that to say that, like, you know, they all relate to him. But again, he gives you that relatable feeling to where it's like, hey, I'm just like you. You know me. This is what you said you wanted. Here's what I'm going to try to do about it. They really feel like this is somebody who's talking to them and not just saying what they want to hear.
Such a good.
What a politician should do is be honest with them. Like, hey, this is who I am. I'm not gonna like say, oh, I'm gonna do this for you so you can get I can get your vote. He's an honest person who's gonna tell you, well, this is my policies, and if you want to vote for me, you can vote for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say, oh, well, what do you want me to do for you? No, I'm gonna do whatever is best for America, and I'm not gonna try to pander to you or anything. And he actually is like, just feels like one of the guys. That's why people like him. That's why people like Donald Trump, is because he feels like he's one of the dudes who would actually try to actually get a beer with you, instead of like a typical politician who thinks that they can open a beer and have a conversation with people. That's not Donald Trump. He actually feels like he is one of those people that would actually like open up a beer, but also go to lavish parties and stuff like that. He's an honest, actual person, and he does feel like he's more relatable than any other politician. And that's what they like about these type of politicians, the populist politicians that relate to people. That all you gotta say is, I know your pain, I know you're suffering, and I gotta know what I can do for you. I'm gonna do the best as I can for you. Like, I know what's happening. I know what the solution is. And I know that you're hurting right now. Let me be that voice. Let me be that person for you. That's the type of way Donald Trump is.
Point. Michaela, what has Biden done for our community? What has he done for Black America?
Well, he locked up a lot of people that look like me, and they're still sitting in jail waiting for, you know, justice, an appeal of some sort. So when it comes to what Joe Biden has done for Black America, if we look specifically at his record as a senator, it wasn't something that benefited us at all. If anything, one could argue that he dedicated his entire senatorial career to disrupting the way of life, you know, for Black people. He didn't want Black kids going to the same school as his kids. He didn't want Black people walking on the sidewalk along with his mother and grandmother. So the fact that we ignore these things that were said on the Senate floor, like, this is somebody who passed legislation with the sole intent of oppressing a certain community. And we're going to act like that didn't happen, or we're going to act like it can be overshadowed by somebody's comments a few years down the line that made us feel some type of way. Feeling some type of way is completely different when you can feel a certain type of way at home. There's people who are, you know, as of right now, spending the rest of their lives in jail because, you know, Joe Biden thought that they deserved it, as if there isn't retribution. And then you had somebody like Trump come in and give us the First Step Act to try and right the wrongs that were done with this 3 strikes rule, and nobody's talking about that.
Michaela, I need more time.
She doesn't listen to the media. She doesn't listen to the propaganda for Joe Biden, that, oh, Joe Biden's for the working man, for the Black people. She doesn't listen to that. She listens to she actually does her research, basically. She actually does all her research, and she's not going to listen to the media. She thinks that it's fake news. She even said it. She's like, I don't believe in what the media is presenting you as, Mr. Trump. So I don't believe what they say. I don't believe them. I don't believe what they say about Joe Biden. I don't believe what they say about you, Mr. Trump. And she's a good person. And at least Donald Trump was willing to give her a hug and try to feel sympathy for her and give her a hug as well. Not sympathy, but at least try to, like, be a good person and give her that hug. That's what that type of person Donald Trump is. He'll kiss a baby. He'll actually hug a person if he can. He'll give people free food, but he didn't do it because, well, here, you can buy my vote. Here, as long as you vote for me. It's not a pandering thing that Donald Trump did. He just actually wanted to do it. He does it all the time, every time he goes over there. And the thing is, Joe Biden tried to do that, and then it failed. Nobody actually rushed to him. Nobody actually tried to go to him and say, hey, let me take a picture. Nobody want to take a picture with Joe Biden. A lot of people want to take a picture with Donald Trump. If he had like $1 for every time somebody wanted to take a picture with him, he'll be a wealthy man. He'll be able to pay all that, all the debts and all the things that these people want to pay off, like all these case debts or all these things that has to pay, especially to Eugene Carroll, and then that fraudulent lying case, fraud case, whatever, from Letitia James. He could pay all that with the amount of pictures that he would take with people. And if he did, if he can, and he can get a photo for everybody, for, like I said, every 10 seconds he can get a photo for people, and then he probably would be doing that. But yes, he's a busy man. He's a busy man. And yeah, I like the guy. I really do like this guy, because he actually feels like he will fight for people. He would actually fight for Americans. And he actually says it, like, I am your voice. And you never hear that from a person, or not a person, but from a politician. It's nice to hear that from a politician. It's nice to hear that. And then I like it when he says that they're not here for me. They're here for you. I'm just in the way. They're after me, well, they're after you. I'm just in the way. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to your channel, share the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.